Manchester City go a goal down and then storm back to beat Liverpool 4-1. Nedum, I'm not a Grealish guy, but if he keeps playing like this, I might change my mind.
Yeah, so you said you might change your mind. I'm pretty sure you won't change your mind because there's lots of other people like that. Something about his style of play and maybe his persona, some people don't like.
I'm a Foden guy.
Exactly, and that's fine. To have both on your team is fine. So I get it. He could be a 10 out of 10, and for some people it means that they just don't say anything for a week. If you don't like him, you don't like him. But lots of people do. He's having a big impact for City, and he's actually someone who's, at the moment, possibly a guaranteed starter. You wouldn't have thought that, would you?
No, not at all. In Liverpool, shambles? Is that right word? To fall apart like that? Or is it just the City being good?
I think City
with no Haaland, by the way.
Yeah, I think City were very good, but I think the timing of the 2 goals just at the start of the second half, and then for Liverpool, they finished that second half with 27% possession and 1 shot, not on target. That's, if ever there were stats that sort of paint a picture, I think that, unfortunately, was it for them.
Newcastle beat Manchester United 2-0, but Nedum, in terms of performance, this gap between these two teams felt even bigger than that.
Yeah, it certainly did. And in my mind, I thought Manchester United, because there were 2 Uniteds here, had been doing particularly well. They'd been finding ways to win matches, but then in this game away at Newcastle, I think the players and the manager were talking about how there was no fight, there was no desire, and that is a huge red flag because you can have the talent, but if you don't have that other stuff, what chance have you really got? And now, Newcastle United are above Man United in the table, even though apparently they were the team that were falling off.
Yeah, and that's a big credit to Eddie Howe as well because the result, I think they'd won 2-7 prior to this, so there was a sense. But no, I think this gives them a huge lift.
Yeah.
Arsenal stay top in the Premier League with a 4-1 victory over Leeds United as Gab Juls scores twice on his return to the starting lineup and misses a sitter. Nedum, your thoughts? What do you want to focus on?
That's the Gabriel Jesus experience, speaking from a City perspective. He's so capable, but then we'll sometimes do things and you're like, come on. If only you didn't do that, then maybe you'd be seen as a great. But for him, being back, it's great because I think he's been injured 3-4 months now. And for Arsenal to have him back, because there was a lot of energy around his signing at the start of the season. And to think that he can still win when Saka, who's just been player of the month, can be on the bench. This is standard procedure for Arsenal. They are doing particularly well.
Was that a brain fart from Ayling on the penalty? I'm not going to ask. There's defenders.
There was a gust of wind. Something went wrong. Yeah, something went wrong. Yeah.
Leicester City lose 2-1 to Crystal Palace, and Brendan Rodgers is sacked. Nedum 1 point from his last 7, second bottom in the league. This was inevitable, right?
Unfortunately, you'd have to say so. I think if you took out the name of Brendan Rodgers, but then you saw that sort of run in the Premier League and where they're at, you'd think the manager would have to lose his job. Again, timing though. This is such a big run for them. Did they have someone lined up? I'm not sure, but they need that bounce, and maybe the new manager will give that to them because it's still weird seeing them and seeing West Ham down there. It doesn't quite feel right.
Maybe a bit cynical and say that maybe once the owner has kind of said, all right, let's not start spending money anymore, and between that and injuries, and
they stopped spending money. Yeah, they stopped spending money and they didn't bring in the sort of talented players that maybe they would have wanted to. But that doesn't mean that Leicester become the second worst team in the Premier League, does it?
No, but Brendan might want to quote Big Sam Allardyce, who says, if you want to be a good manager, get good players. If you want to be a great manager, get great players.
And if you want to be in the bottom 2, have your players underperform.
And have them be injured.
Yeah, this is true.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.